Maria Carrillo Pumas have never been this far in the North Coast Section football playoffs. But this year, Jay Higgins and the Pumas wing T offense is heading to Petaluma for a semifinal collision with Steve Ellison's Trojans, a team that has been here many times before and features the best defense in the Empire. Carrillo and Petaluma have never met in football. Tonight, they play for the right to go on to the NCS 3A Championship on this week's Game of the Week. We're at Petaluma's Durst Field for the North Coast Section 3A Redwood Empire semifinals tonight, an SCL versus NBL matchup. The Maria Carrillo Pumas, a team that has never been this deep in the football playoffs, taking on the Petaluma Trojans, a team that has been here many, many times before. Hello everyone, I'm Dave Cox along with Trent Herzog, and the first time these teams have ever met, interestingly enough, and what a time to match up for the first time ever.
Yeah, Dave, this is going to be a great battle. You got the wing T offense, Jay Higgins, against Steve Ellison's triple option. It's going to be a great game. First time either one of these teams have ever played each other. I'm looking for a real exciting offensive battle tonight. Two great offenses, two great defenses. It's going to be a great game.
Taking a look at the NCS bracket, we will show you that Cardinal Newman won last night. We'll have highlights of that at halftime. So the winner of this plays Cardinal Newman for the right to be called the NCS 3A champion. It'll be a great matchup no matter who comes out on top tonight.
Yeah, congratulations to Cardinal Newman and Coach Paul Cronin and his staff, and also Ed Conroy on a great season. The winner tonight will face Cardinal Newman next Friday night in the NCS 3A championship game.
We talked about the Maria Carrillo offense and that great wing T. Here's the guy that really makes it go, Robbie Bloyd, who can do a little bit of everything for Carrillo.
Robbie Bloyd's one of the top players in the Redwood Empire. He was a North Bay League MVP along with Brian Hutton, co-MVP. He's returned a kick this year. He's returned an interception. He's caught a touchdown pass, and he's ran for a touchdown. 4 different ways he's scored this year. One of the top athletes around. Here's his return against Cardinal Newman to win the game. What an athlete, great speed, great quickness.
Yeah, this was a huge one that gave them that upset victory over Cardinal Newman. And Robbie Bloyd is a guy that Petaluma will definitely have to be aware of. You can see that he has well over 1,000 yards total offense this year, averaging 142.2 yards per game and 11 touchdowns. But Petaluma has a great defensive team. They are the tops in the Empire, and the guy that can really play the position well at middle linebacker is Andrew Ross. He's really a one-man wrecking crew for Petaluma.
Yeah, Andrew Ross is probably the best linebacker in the Redwood Empire. He's a Sonoma County League Defensive Player of the Year. He averages 10 tackles a game. Very smart player. Petaluma's always had a great tradition here with linebackers over the years with Conrad Schmidt, Dennis O'Dwyer, Manny Lopes, and now Andrew Ross. Great linebacker, great tradition at Petaluma High School. And look at this hit this kid just made against Antley High School.
Ross, the one-man wrecking crew, steals the ball here, so it's going to be a great one. The Pumas and the Trojans coming up next.
Right now, let Yardbirds Home Centers help you change your outdoors into the great outdoors at the lowest prices guaranteed. And if you need advice, there's always a Yardbird expert ready to help. Want more from a home center? You can have it at Yardbirds. Your backyard barbecue deserves the best grill. Discover the Weber difference and enjoy old world pottery designs from the Pottery Merchant. Yardbirds, value for every project, every day.
It seems like just yesterday she fit on your lap. Then it was off to college. It appeared like she was just gone 10 minutes and, hello, here comes the bride in a big wedding production. Luckily, when we bought our dream home, we went to Rob Penrose at Western Pacific Loans. He found us the best possible mortgage rates and a loan that was personalized for our specific financial needs. With the flexibility of our loan, we were able to make this once in a lifetime a day to remember. That's Rob Penrose of Western Pacific Loans.
Here, you see the records of these two squads. Should be a great semifinal matchup. Before the kickoff, let's check in with Pat McDonald.
down here on the Petaluma Trojans sideline. Interesting story on the place kicker for Petaluma. It's none other than number 6, Sarah Peters. She's the goalie on the girls soccer team. And last week at Montgomery, she hit 2 field goals over 30 yards and hit all her point after attempts. During warm-ups, she was hitting them from 35, 36 yards easily. So this is a playoff game, and it could come down to her legs. So that's an interesting note on Petaluma's side. On the other side of the field, Maria Carrillo. Coach Jay Higgins is extremely happy with the field conditions. When have you guys ever seen this field in this good a shape at the end of November? Well, that's the story. Should be going. Back up to you two.
No question about it. The field does look terrific. There's Sarah Peters. She's got to be excited. Chance to get to the championship game. Petaluma will kick off. There was a little card that had the Petaluma out. Getting set to kick off. Brett Paulin, who just came up from the JV squad, he kicks it deep. And Robbie Bloyd takes it at the 5, bobbles it. And there's Petaluma. They do a great job on special teams, so Carrillo will start deep in their own territory at the 12-yard line. Take a look at the starters now for the Maria Carrillo Pumas, led by their quarterback, Adam Froman, having a great season, 53% of his passes on the year. Thomas, Hinkle, Podva, Nelson, and Mangum up front. Larson, Hills, Campbell, Bloyd, and Livingston, the backs and receiver. Larson, his favorite target at wide receiver, and imagine he'll match up against Ray Perez tonight. That'll be a great matchup to watch all night long, and there it is as Perez comes out to guard Larson, who is wide to the near side. Handoff goes to Bloyd on the sweep, and Bloyd gets 7 yards on first down. Robbie Bloyd can do it all for Maria Carrillo, and that's the classic Delaware wing T play. Here's the defense up front. Jensen and Dolcini lead the way on the line. We've got Ross and Thompson, some great linebackers. Perez, Tallis Ford, Ziegenhagen, and Peterson in the secondary tonight for the Petaluma Trojans of Steve Ellison.
Maria Carrillo comes out that first play and runs the wing T fly sweep with Bloyd for a good 5-yard gain, with Will Hinkle leading the way at right guard.
Now they go up the middle, and that is Tamario Hills. And that's what they like to do, is they'll pound you in the middle, and then if you really key on the fullback, they'll end up running that sweep, and if they can get the guard and the tackle out there in front of him, can be a very effective play. Hills carries for 3 yards.
Hills is a good runner. He's got great speed. He's a good fullback. He's ran for close to 800 yards this year. He's got very good speed, 4.6 in the 40. And like you said, Dave, they're going to set up that fly sweep and trap back with Hills all night long.
Straight ahead again, and it doesn't look like Hills got there. Stopped cold at the 20. It's going to be about a yard short. Coming up and making the hit, Donovan Dolcini. Guy who's improved a lot. And they'll have to punt.
Yeah, Donovan Dolcini, he's got 36 tackles, 5 sacks this year. He's a second-team All-Sonoma County League player at outside linebacker.
Telesfori drops back right around midfield as Froman gets set to punt the football. Needs to get off a good one right here. It's a low kick, and he kicks it right over Telesfori's head. What a kick. And it rolls all the way to the 26-yard line. Wow. 54 yards on that kick from Froman.
What a great kick by Adam Froman. He averages 37 yards a kick this year, and that was 55 yards.
We're going to take a look at the Petaluma starters offensively. Their quarterback is Matt McDonald. He's completed 48% of his passes on the year. Richmond, Thompson, Jones, Nelson, and Bannister up front. Ross, Gaidano, Dolcini, Perez, and Ziegenhagen. Gaidano is a guy who played on the JV squad last year, and he has improved steadily throughout the season. He's now their leading rusher, and he's a very good back. They've got a lot of good, talented backs. Here comes McDonald, and McDonald gets to the 30-yard line, a gain of 4. Hinkle comes up and make the tackle, and we'll talk about Will Hinkle a lot tonight. He is a very impressive linebacker for Maria Carrillo, leading tackler in the North Bay this year. Thompson and Podva up front. Defensively, Kovac, a very good sophomore. Hinkle, Hills, and Gray. Larson and Bloyd in the secondary, along with Adam Froman, who goes both ways for this Maria Carrillo team.
Petaluma, traditional set for them. They've been running this offense for over 30 years.
McDonald ended up picking up 5 yards. As Steve Ellison, he's been out at 37 yards as we get a chance to hear from our referee for the first time, Bill Mathias. So Bill Mathias marching it back against Petaluma. First penalty of the evening. Wishbone set. First man through, the football loose, and it is Will Hinkle that has it. Hinkle dives on the football. The exchange, not a good one, and Gaidano could not hang on to the ball in our first turnover of the night. Turnover's always big in playoffs.
Will Hinkle, one of the top linebackers around, North Bay League co-defensive player of the year with great play right there. Petaluma fumbles the ball. They're trying to run the belly play, and McDonald just didn't hold on to it. Here comes Carrillo out in the wing T.
So a great job here for Maria Carrillo to get set up. Malone carries this time, and Malone with a big gain, weaving his way down inside the 20, close to a first down. Ross makes the tackle, and that is a first down, our first down of the night.
Kyler Malone coming off a great game last week against Casa Grande, 145 yards rushing, runs the buck sweep right there, cuts it back, shows his vision, gets a first down.
None of those guys. Froman to throw for the first time, looking into the end zone. The referee almost collides with the players. The pass is incomplete, intended for Robbie Bloyd.
Maria Carrillo tries to run a counter pass there. They've been running the ball the whole first quarter so far, and they try to set up a play action pass off of the counter. Bloyd was open.
Second and 10 inside the 20. First time in the red zone tonight. Maria Carrillo trying to take the lead here on the road in the playoffs. Straight ahead, Hills getting close to the 15-yard line. It'll be third down, however.
Carrillo tries to dive play with Hills. Andrew Ross at middle linebacker makes a great tackle.
That's not him. Take a look at the key matchup tonight. Gaidano and Hills running the football, and then the defensive specialists, Ross and Hinkle. Look at the tackles those guys have made this year. Unbelievable. So those are the guys that are going to be a big part of things here tonight. 3rd and 8. Froman looking to throw, swings it all the way out to Bloyd. Bloyd with some room at the 10, at the 5, inside the 5. First and goal, Carrillo.
Nice little screen pass set up from Adam Froman to Robbie Bloyd. They set it up well, and Bloyd gets a 15-yard gain and a first down.
Not sure if he caught that in front of Froman or behind Froman, whether or not it'll be counted as a passing play or a running play, but nonetheless, it is a first down.
That's him.
There's Jay Higgins.
This wing T's tough to defend. A lot of deception, a lot of misdirection.
First and goal, Carrillo. Demario Hills, stop behind the line. Nice play. Hubble Richmond.
Hubble Richmond, the Petaluma Trojans' top offensive and defensive lineman. He's an all-league player, 2-year starter. Makes a great play on Hills on the trap play.
There's Steve Ellison. Great staff. He's been here for many, many years. And what a job he's done. Real class act. Great guy. Carrillo trying to punch it in. A little bit of movement just before the snap.
Yeah, Coach Ellison runs a great program here. He's been here for 27 years. One of the top coaches around in the whole North Bay, Northern California area. He has 178 wins, 104 losses, and 27 years at Petaluma High School.
That one goes against the Trojans, so they'll move that a little bit closer, half the distance.
2 Dave, ball on the 2-yard line. Maria Carrillo either likes to run fly sweep in this situation or a dive to the fullback.
2nd and goal.
Look for Bloyd to get the ball here on a fly sweep or a buck sweep up top.
Split backs behind Froman. Malone not going to get there. Ross meets him head on and drops him. Good second effort for Malone. He might have got a yard out of that.
Tyler Malone runs the buck sweep for Maria Carrillo. Andrew Ross makes a great tackle along with Josh Peterson.
Watch Ross come up here and nail this play. He is all over the field. Nice effort by Malone as he spins out of it. Third and goal. Single back now behind Froman. Give it to Bloyd on the buck sweep. Bloyd trying to get to the corner. He does. Touchdown, Carrillo. The Pumas strike first after the turnover.
Robbie Boyd scores his 12th touchdown of the year on the fly sweep. It's a tough play to defend on the goal line. Petaluma did a good job stringing it out. They just didn't get any secondary support on the play. Great run by Robbie Boyd. 12th touchdown of the season.
Froman will try the kick. They have this funky style on their extra points. It's called the swinging gate. They set everybody up far left, and if you ever wanted to fake it at some point in time, you could use this alignment. They shift out of it.
What Mercurial is looking for is numbers here, Dave. If they got number advantage, they're going to take the chance and go for 2, but Petaluma did a good job lining up against it, and Carrillo decided to kick. Adam Froman makes the PAT, 7-0 Pumas.
Out of the hold of Vinny Rossi. Froman knocks it through. Carrillo strikes first here in the North Coast Section 3A semifinals. After the turnover, Petaluma will receive the kickoff and try to get their offense in gear when we come back.
I used to smoke a pack a day, but I quit smoking with the American Lung Association's online Freedom from Smoking program, where I found the help and support I needed to quit in 7 weeks, and it was completely free. And now, I'm only out of breath when I want to be, and that feels good. Brought to you by the American Lung Association.
Growing up, my family was just not there for me. I was 10 when I was removed from my home. My caseworkers at Star Commonwealth convinced me I could outrun my past. See, I could always run fast. Today, I have a full athletic scholarship to a good college. I'm a star success story. Lots more could be written, but not without your help. Visit star.org to find out how.
So a nice drive for Maria Carrillo. Short drive after the turnover, but they did what they had to do. They got the ball in the end zone, Trent, and they take the lead. That's got to do a lot for their confidence. A team that's never been this deep in the playoffs to get the lead on the road, that's big. Oh, and touching and putting a knee down deep. Charlie Ziegenhagen, and that is another tough break for Petaluma as they'll now start way back at their own 8-yard line. Things going from bad to worse for the Trojans. See if we can pick it up right here. Yeah, you see he did slip down, touch his knee.
Petaluma's going to get the ball on the 6-yard line here, Dave. He's going to have to drive a long way to score a touchdown. You got a good matchup down here with James Perez versus Matt Larson, that cornerback. Look for Petaluma to take a shot.
Yeah, that is definitely a key matchup here tonight. 1st and 10 for the Trojans. Straight ahead it goes. Hinkle makes the tackle. Gaidano, they went right back to Gaidano after he fumbled just to get him back in the swing of things and put that behind him, and he plunges through for 5 yards.
Yeah, and Steve Ellison's offense, the fullback's their main weapon. He's the guy that makes this offense go, and Gaidano's really stepped it up this last few weeks. Last week against Montgomery ran for over 140 yards with a 73-yard touchdown run to get things started for the Trojans in the first round.
He's going to be a day late and a dog short all day long, and you should tell him, I'm going to get 33, you know what I mean? You got to sell it to him. This time it's Gaidano. Gaidano getting out past the 15-yard line. That was 33. That was 33. Couple of yards this time.
Will Hinkle makes another tackle, showing why he's one of the top linebackers around. He's already been on 4 tackles so far in this first quarter.
So Gaidano gets 8 yards. It's now going to be 2nd and 2. Gaidano with 542 yards on the season, a 5.7 average. Big play here for Petaluma, or else they're going to have to punt deep in their own territory. Straight ahead again. Gaidano ends up going to the outside after nothing was there, and it's going to be close. Larson makes the tackle, but it's going to be 4th down, and Petaluma will have to punt, so they go 3 times in a row straight ahead. Talking with Randy Mink, the guy who started this Carrillo program. He was the head coach when they first started having football at Maria Carrillo. He's now an assistant, works on the defense. He said playing against Petaluma, you have to keep things pretty basic. You have to just make sure that everybody keeps their assignments. Nobody loses track of where the football is, and nobody falls for the fakes.
You got to have responsibilities when you're playing Steve Ellison's offense. You got to stop the fullback. That's the #1 thing you must do in this offense, is stop the fullback and stop the quarterback second.
Keaton Kovach takes the punt from Zach Nelson, and he gets down at the 45-yard line. Nice coverage for the Petaluma Trojans.
Yeah, Dane Greco, a junior, gets down the field and makes a great tackle at open field against Keaton Kovach, the great sophomore from Maria Carrillo.
Yeah, Kovach has had a great season. He's also the backup quarterback, so he's a guy that's going to be right in the thick of things for Maria Carrillo next year, no question about that. 7-0, the Pumas lead here in the first quarter, 3:58 to go.
You got a great matchup down here with Matt Larson versus Perez, two of the top athletes in the Redwood Empire.
And DeMario Hills loses the handle. It looks like Petaluma has it. I believe it was Nelson that came up with the football. Hills never had it. Not sure who was on the bottom of the pile.
Zach Nielsen, number 66, defensive tackle, comes up with the ball for Petaluma. Looks like Ryan Jensen from Petaluma got some penetration, and Hills never had the ball. They tried the fullback trap. Each team's got 1 turnover so far in the first quarter. Petaluma and the wishbone. Look for them to try to establish Ross.
Andrew Ross takes the pitch out, and he is dropped for a loss. Bloyd makes the tackle.
Robbie Bloyd showing why he's one of the top athletes in the Redwood Empire. Tackles Ross for a 2-yard loss. That was just a little toss play from Petaluma that they got from Georgia Southern.
Back on the 45-yard line, 2nd down and 12.
Josh Horner, number 14, now into the ball game. He's a big play receiver, averaging 21 yards a catch this year. Has 4 touchdowns. He's a great basketball player, 6'3", 205 pounds. They might try to throw to him right here.
2nd and 12. Swing it out to Ross, just off his fingertips. Matt McDonald.
Petaluma tries the wheel route. They try to send Horner on the post and Ross up the sideline. And it was a nice ball by McDonald, just a little bit too much on it, and Ross couldn't hold on to it. That it was open. Look for Petaluma and Coach Ellison to go back to that. Coach Ellison, he's been coaching for a long, long time, and when he sees something that works, he's going to go back to it, believe me.
Ross had a shot at it, but couldn't quite hang on. 3rd and 12 for the Trojans. Perez and Larson come out wide to the near side.
Look for Petaluma to run a counter pass here, Dave. They're going to fake to the fullback, try to get the fullback in the flats and drag somebody. And here it is, fullback in the flats.
Perez throws it, and Gaidano can't hang on, and he would have had the first down. Kovach was trying to guard him.
When Petaluma
pass is incomplete.
When Petaluma needs a big play, they go to that counter pass. It's a good play, and they're one of the top teams that run it. He's got 3 or 4 options on it. Wants to look for the tight end on the drag, the fullback in the flats, and he also has a comeback out by the #1 receiver.
So a punt coming up again here. Zach Nelson will kick it away.
Zach Nelson's an all-league punter for the Sonoma County. He's got a good foot.
And Petaluma's going to take a timeout.
Timeout, coach.
Let's go to the Thanksgiving
NCS official sponsor.
Well, Maria Carrillo, one thing that teams really look forward to if they make it this far in the semifinals is the fact that they're going to have a practice on Thanksgiving Day, and that's a real exciting thing for the player. I know, Trent, as a coach, it's one of the things that you set as a goal for your team to be practicing on Thanksgiving. It means you're still alive. If you're practicing on Thanksgiving Day, it means you're still playing football, which is a good thing this time of year.
Yeah, Dave, one of the goals to start the season is to practice on Thanksgiving every year for us over at Casa Grande, and unfortunately this year we didn't make it. The last 2 years we did, and it's tough to be up here with you, but hey, we didn't make it this year, and Maria Carrillo and Petaluma did, and they're great programs.
Lots of smiles on those guys' faces as they practice in the morning, and then they go home and eat turkey the rest of the day at Maria Carrillo. First time ever they've practiced Thanksgiving. So Nelson set to punt now. Petaluma using their first timeout. Kovac is deep, trying to give Carrillo some field position after the fumbled set up Petaluma in pretty good shape, but they cannot move the football. So far their offense has sputtered. Kovac will take this at the 10, and he loses it. Kovac dives on it. The football still loose in the end zone. Petaluma has it. Touchdown. Billy Ryder picks it up, the 5'8", 150-pound junior, and he has a touchdown here in the semifinals. How about that?
What a great play by Billy Ryder. That's just a hustle play. He runs down the field as hard as he can, goes 100%, makes the play. Drew Godano was also in there helping out, getting that ball. But Billy Ryder recovers in the end zone to score the touchdown. Ryder's first touchdown of the season, first touchdown of his career on varsity for Petaluma. What a way to score. And here's Sarah Peters, one of the top kickers around.
Peters will tie it up now.
Peters was an all-league selection, first female in Sonoma County to ever be an all-league player. Congratulations to her, and she's off to UC Davis on a full-ride athletic scholarship. Maybe she'll try football up there. She's 18 of 19 on PATs this year, Dave, and 4 of 4 on field goals with their long of 35 yards. Great kicker, one of the top around.
Well, sometimes you just need some kind of a jump start. Petaluma gets it here from special teams. Last week against Montgomery, they scored 4 times in the fourth quarter and had a surprising runaway against the Vikings. The officials are talking things over now. I'm not exactly sure what this is about as we get ready for the extra point.
Carrillo had the momentum going into that last play, and now Petaluma looks like they've took the momentum away from Carrillo.
Here comes the ref. Ref Mike. Someone get a shot of the ref.
I went over, I told him, and all the lights are on.
Hey, I got lights. Let's go out on the field, Dave. Let's check in with Pat. It looks like Carrillo may actually hang on to this football. Still a long discussion. They may take the points off the board. It looks like they are going to take the points off the board. Wow. And the Petaluma crowd is not going to be happy about this.
He muffed that catch. It should be Petaluma's ball.
Unbelievable.
All right, let's check in with Pat McDonald real quick.
Down here on the field, overhearing the referees on the call, they're saying that once the ball squirted into the end zone, by rule, it's a touchback, even though Petaluma recovered it. Again, even though it was a muffed punt, as soon as the ball went in the end zone, by rule, it's a touchback. I think the refs got it right.
Wow. Well, how do you like that? So Carrillo gets a huge break. Here comes Robbie Bloyd on the sweep, and he gets to the 24-yard line. Coming up and making the hit, Hubble Richmond.
Robbie Bloyd on the buck sweep, cuts it back and gets 4 yards. Wow, this crowd's really upset, Dave.
So Robbie Bloyd getting his hands on the football for the 3rd time tonight. He's got 11 yards.
Yeah, Bloyd averages over 10 yards a carry on the year.
To pass, looking for Larson. Now he changes his mind and goes to Bloyd. Bloyd open at midfield. Bloyd to the 45, knocked out of bounds at the 44-yard line.
About a 45-yard gain, Dave. Robbie Bloyd showing what a great athlete he is and why he was named the North Bay League Player of the Year.
Officially, it's a 43-yarder.
Carrillo just runs their counter pass and gets Bloyd up the sideline on a hide route. Petaluma double-teamed Matt Larson on the play and left Bloyd wide open. If Froman threw a little bit more mustard on that ball, it would have been a touchdown.
So Carrillo doing the job. First and 10, Pumas. Here comes Bloyd again. Hinkle misses his block, and he is nailed. Donovan Dolcini comes up and makes the hit.
Donovan does a great job there on the fly sweep, stringing it out, making the tackle. Great outside linebacker.
Hasn't done any carry. So here we go, 2nd and 12. Minute and 30 remaining in the quarter. This pass too high, Larson can't get it. Froman 2 of 4 for 56 yards here in the first quarter.
Look for Carrillo to go back to that. A couple teams have had some success running the receiver screen against Petaluma this year, including Anley. It's a jailbreak screen to Matt Larson, who's Froman's top target and best friend. Look for Carrillo to throw the ball here. It's either Larson or Bloyd, or maybe even a screen past the hills.
Petaluma showing blitz. Malone comes in motion. Froman to throw. Over the middle. Larson can't hang on. It was double covered very nicely by Ziegenhagen and Dolcini.
Yeah, Charlie Ziegenhagen makes a great play on that. Larson's a big receiver, 6'3", 200 pounds, and uses his size advantage, but Ziegenhagen didn't give up on that play and makes a great play. Donovan Dolcini also in to help on the coverage. Froman back to punt, one of the top punters in the North Bay League. Telesfor to return it.
Opportunity for Froman to pin Petaluma deep. Telesfor picks it up near the 5-yard line and squirts out to the 13-yard line. Nice coverage by Marcus Sadler. Petaluma going back on offense right now. Trent, their offense has not been able to move the football at all. We've seen them really try the dive play several times. Matt McDonald must be seeing something in the Maria Crow offense that makes him believe that that dive play is going to work, but it hasn't so far.
Yeah, Petaluma runs a triple option, and the quarterback reads the play. So far, they've been going with Gaidano. Look for McDonald to pull the ball and try to keep it himself or pitch the ball outside to Ross or Ziegenhagen. Petaluma just hasn't had good field position this first quarter.
First and 10, Trojans. Again, they run the dive to Gaidano, and Gaidano gets out to the 19-yard line. Nice gain, but we are under a minute here in the first quarter.
Gaidano is one of the toughest runners around. He's a first-team Sonoma County League fullback as a junior, and next year he might be a force to be reckoned with in this league.
He's really come on late in the season for Petaluma. 2nd and 5.
He's a big, strong kid.
Josh Horner in at wide receiver now to the near side. First year playing football. He's a great athlete. Looking his way, pass a little bit behind him, and Larson is able to bat it away from Josh Horner.
Bloyd comes over and helps Larson out. Bloyd comes from a safety position to help Matt Larson on the defense, and Horner's a big-time receiver, 6'3", 200 pounds, great basketball player, and like you said, Dave, first-year player. What an athlete.
3rd and 5 with 27.9 to go here in this first quarter. Petaluma still looking for their first down in this football game.
Look for them to come back to that counter pass with the fullback in the flats and drag in either their wing back, Andrew Ross. Perez is up top, one-on-one versus Froman.
They run it, and it's going to be close. Looks like he's about a half a yard shy of the first down.
Lower third stats for Hinkle.
Petaluma runs outside veer there, and looks like if he would have read it right, he could have had a first down by giving it to the fullback, but he made the wrong read. And it comes up a yard short, 4th and 1. Petaluma's going to punt the ball. Zach Nielsen, one of the top punters around, to kick to Bloyd.
Hinkle and Gray in on the tackle, and that's going to be it for the first quarter here at Petaluma's Durst Field. The Maria Carrillo Pumas, after the fumble, scoring, and what looked like was going to be a tying fumble in the end zone turns into a touchback. So Carrillo getting the breaks here early on. They lead it 7-0 at the end of one. We'll be back with the start of quarter number 2 in just a moment.
Good evening. At 9:17 this morning, the future arrived years earlier than predicted. The future. What is it?
High-speed internet, faster downloads.
It's a video mail.
Digo, gracias, futuro. Puedo detener la televisión vivo y saber.
Until the aliens get here, I'm happy with the, with the high def and the movies on demand.
There's the future, and then there's the future.
Well, which one are we?
This is the future.
The future of television and internet is here. It's Comcast.
Make your home projects easier. Start at a Yardbirds Home Center. It's where we help you discover the newest solutions for all your home improvement needs. And it's easy to shop at Yardbirds. Top name brands are in stock and backed by Yardbirds' lowest price guarantee. Stanley Hardware and Tools. Make something great with Stanley. And take the first step to a great finish with Stain Killer Primer Sealers by Zinsser. Yardbirds. Value for every project, every day.
7-0 at the end of one quarter. Let's check in with Pat.
Down here on the sideline, listen, the referees talk to the Petaluma coaches. The referees are 100% sure they got that call right on the touchback. The referees are sure about it. Definitely some concern here on the Petaluma sideline. Back to you guys.
Nelson punts it to Bloyd. Bloyd hangs on to this one, and he is smothered. Ross, he is a wrecking ball on that punt team. And you got to be really sure of yourself, or he's not only going to knock you down, he's going to knock the ball right out of your hands.
Yeah, Andrew Ross is a great player. Coach Ellison says he's probably the smartest player he's coached here at Petaluma in 27 years, and that's saying something because Coach Ellison's had some great players, especially at that linebacker position. Dane Greco also there to help out on the tackle.
So 1st and 10 for Maria Carrillo as we start the second quarter. The Pumas have had great field position in this first half. Petaluma still looking for their first down of the ball game. Larson out to the near side, guarded by Perez. Straight ahead it goes to DeMario Hills, and he squirts through to the 45-yard line, a gain of 3.
Blaine Thompson, an all-league linebacker, makes the play. Outside linebacker, number 55 from Petaluma. Very good player, very smart. Carrillo just runs the little trap play off the fly sweep action. You got to stay home against Carrillo. Both these teams you have to play responsibility football against or you're going to get hurt.
So 2nd and 7. The Trojans with a great defensive unit this year. They've allowed only 12.8 points per game. But they've never matched up against this wing T. Inside screen to Larson, and the Trojans read it beautifully. Hubble was there along with Grant Dolcini.
And Donovan Dolcini was also there. He's the first guy initially there. Carrillo goes back to the jailbreak screen, which has given Petaluma some trouble earlier in the season against Anley and Casa Grande High School. And Maria Carrillo must have seen that by watching some film, but Petaluma's done a great job against it, defending it tonight.
3rd down, about 4 yards to go now for the Trojans as we see the replay. Nice defensive read. Perez forced him inside, and waiting was Dolcini.
4 or 5 Trojans ganging up on him.
That's their MO. They gang tackle big time. Froman in trouble, and he goes down with a sack. Ross, the first man there.
Nielsen and Dolcini also in helping Ross out.
Loss of 2. First time they've been able to get to Froman tonight.
Petaluma comes up with a huge stop on 3rd down. That's Dolcini's 6th sack of the year.
So Froman, quarterback and punt, averaging 37.6. He had a 54-yarder earlier tonight. High snap, he handles it well, but here comes Ross. He had to hurry it. And that'll be an effective punt as it rolls down inside the 20 and stops at the 13-yard line. So again, Petaluma not blessed with decent field position, and they'll have to get a couple first downs and try to get out of this hole. They've got to get their offense working, and I think they're going to have to throw the football and try to make something happen.
Yeah, look for Petaluma to go back to that outside veer play and try to get the ball outside. They've been pounding the A gaps, the inside veer, the midline veer. Look for them to try to go outside with the outside veer and maybe even a speed option and try to throw the ball a little bit. McDonald has a decent arm. They got two very good receivers. And Ross has 200 yards receiving this year, so they can throw the ball if needed. They got the ball on the 19-yard line, so again, not great field position.
First and 10, McDonald looking over the Carrillo defense. Prez out wide to the near side, guarded by Froman. He sends Ross in motion. Runs the dive play to Gaidano, and he gets out to the 19. They actually started from the 14-yard line. Interestingly enough, when Randy Mink started the Carrillo program, the first guy he called was Steve Ellison to get some advice. How do you run a program? How do you do things? What is your key to success? And he said Steve Ellison brought him into the classroom, sat down with him, spent a lot of time with him and his staff, and helped them get this Maria Carrillo program off to a good start, which was key for them. They did well in their first couple of seasons, and they've been able to carry on and stay afloat and keep this program going. Now they've got some talent. They've gotten together with Jay Higgins, who's really brought some cohesion, and here they are in the playoffs. Handoff, not much doing there.
On second down, Petaluma tries to run a double power with Joey Bertolucci, one of their quickest players, real tough runner. Bertolucci just got back from grade probation about 3 or 4 weeks ago and done a great job this year on the scout team. Coach Ellison says he's probably a scout team player of the year.
Bertolucci actually losing a yard, but Petaluma still looking for their first down. Horner out wide to the near side.
Petaluma's got to get Andrew Ross involved here on the offense.
Double wing. Ross in motion. Pitch it to him. Ross looking for a block. Has the first down. Ross all the way out to the 40-yard line. A 23-yard run. Hinkle ran him down from behind.
Andrew Ross on the toss play. Like I said, they got to get him involved. He's their best overall player. And it looks like he's coming out of the game. Hopefully he's not injured. He's had a leg injury this year. Hopefully he's okay.
I switched him. His head is the guy with the smiles. 8 or 9 is the select. It's 0. 0 is the right selector. Got a big smile.
What a run by Ross, and what a gutsy call by Steve Ellison, saying, you know what, I'm just going to get the ball to my best athlete and try to make something happen here on third down, and it worked. Gaidano straight ahead, gets 4 yards to the 44. Finally, a little breathing room.
What Petaluma's setting up here, Dave, is they're going to run their belly play. Right now they're giving it to the fullback, giving it to the fullback, giving it to the fullback, and pretty soon they're going to fake it to the fullback and give it to the second back, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's a huge play. This offense is tough to stop. At Casa Grande, we see it every year, so we're kind of familiar with it, but this is the first time Maria Carrillo's ever seen it. Maria Carrillo's doing an excellent job so far against it, but hey, that's why this offense works. They pound away, they pound away, they pound away, and then bam, big play.
2nd and 6 for the Trojans.
Hinkle showing blitz. There's the outside veer. McDonald
keeps it, and he's going to be close to a first down at the 49-yard line. Malone comes up and makes the tackle.
Again, McDonald, if he makes the right read, Gaidano's still running. Gaidano 2 times so far in this first half has been untouched for the first 5 or 10 yards. He could have huge runs. Look for Petaluma to go back to that outside veer. McDonald's just got to make the right read.
McDonald close enough to draw a measurement here. I believe he's going to be about a half a yard short, however. McDonald's done a nice job running this offense. Nothing flashy. Runs the ball pretty well, throws the ball pretty well. And indeed, they are a little bit short of the first down after the measurement.
Yeah, McDonald has done a great job this year running this offense. He's thrown for over 700 yards and ran for close to 150 yards as a quarterback. He's getting better and better each week. Next year when he's pretty good at running this offense.
Tough shoes to fill in for Josh Chris last year. Such a great quarterback at Petaluma.
Coach Allison's had some great quarterbacks over the year. Les Hamilton, Tommy Silva, the Murch brothers, Josh Christ. Great quarterbacks. Petaluma, strong tradition here.
3rd and inches. Gaidano has it easily. First time tonight, Petaluma dives into Carrillo territory on their own. Bread and butter play right there with Gaidano, who's already carried 8 times tonight.
Gaidano's been the workhorse tonight. He's a big, strong kid, only a junior. Like I said earlier, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with next year in Sonoma County. All-league player this year as a junior, and he's also a good linebacker. 200 pounds, solid kid. Petaluma's back in the wishbone. Look for them to go back to that belly player at outside veer.
6 minutes to go here in the first half. 7-0 Carrillo. One thing Petaluma wants to do is keep the score low. From behind, a big sack. Abe Mansour nails him.
Mansour, 71 tackles on the season, and that's his 3rd sack, only a junior. He's gotten better each week, according to Coach Higgins, and he's really stepped it up lately, especially in the last two games of the season for Maria Carrillo.
Abe Mansour, who's actually a Muslim, and interesting thing during Ramadan, where he had to fast at different times of the year, the players would honor that, and when they'd have their team meals, they would wait until Abe was able to eat with them during his fast. So that was really cool, and it really brought the team together. Abe Mansour with a big sack right there. 2nd and 13. Gaidano back to the original line of scrimmage. And that is all. Nice hit. Bloyd in on the tackle. Also there was Christian Nelson. Carrillo's defense looking good tonight. Well, coming up at halftime, we'll have highlights of the semifinal last night played between Cardinal Newman and Rancho Cotati. And what a game that ended up being. We've got the highlights of that one. You won't want to miss it coming up here at the half. 4:35 to go. 3rd and 11.
Petaluma comes out with 2 split receivers. It's the first time they've shown this formation. It's called a slot formation with Perez and Horner at receiver. Looking for Perez.
Slant incomplete. McDonald had good mustard on that, but missed his target.
Adam Froman, great coverage from Maria Carrillo. Froman, a 2-way starter at quarterback and cornerback. A 2nd-team all-league player on offense, a 2nd-team all-league player on defense. 6'5", 200 pounds. What a great athlete with good speed.
Zach Nelson to punt. He's been busy here in the first half for Petaluma.
It's going to be Nelson's 3rd punt of the night.
Bloyd dropping back. Very dangerous return man. High kick. Bloyd is going to let it bounce, and it takes a left turn and ends up settling down at the 27-yard line. A break again for Carrillo.
Petaluma's goal here, Dave, should be to stop Carrillo on downs here and get the ball back and go into halftime down 7-0 and make their adjustments. Petaluma, over the years, has made great adjustments at halftime. They have a great coaching staff, and at halftime they make adjustments, and they come on the second half, and that's what Petaluma's goal should be right now, not let Carrillo score again before the half. Go into halftime 7-0.
So Maria Carrillo with the lead and the leather here in the first half of this North Coast Section 3A semifinal. It's Malone, and Malone breaks a tackle and gets close to a first down at the 33-yard line. Nice run for Tyler Malone.
Looks like his second effort's going to get him the first down. It's just a buck sweep play. The difference between the fly sweep and the buck sweep. The fly sweep, they're going to string it out to the sideline. The buck sweep, they're going to cut it back.
Here, see, on the road, Carrillo's done very well this year. They are 4-2, and Petaluma, interesting 11, is just 2-1 here at Durst Field this year. Both teams with 7 wins. Petaluma's tie was against Rancho Cotati, another semifinalist.
Maria Carrillo in the shotgun for the first time on the night. Look for Froman to drop back and pass.
It's got Malone out to the near side, Larson to the far side. Looking for Larson. Looking deep for Larson. And Larson has it at the 30. He's to the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Maria Carrillo, 66 yards.
Froman, what a beautiful pass, strong arm. shotgun formation. He looks to his best friend, Matt Larson. Larson sells the slant, shows the slant, sells it, goes slant and go for the touchdown. 66 yards, Carrillo on top. That's what Petaluma couldn't have.
124 yards now in the air as we see Matt Larson, a 6'3", 190-pound senior, and he hauled that in. What a beautiful pattern, and obviously some missed coverage deep in the Petaluma secondary.
Petaluma saw the slant route and they jumped it. The safety jumped the slant route. They went slant and go for the touchdown. 66 yards over the top. No safety help. Carrillo goes up. 2 touchdowns on the Trojans.
Vinny Rossi settling into his spot as the holder. He's done a great job this year. And you can see he got that one down perfectly, and Froman nails it. 14-0. Maria Carrillo with 3:29 to go here in the first half. Big play and a big lead for Maria Carrillo here in the first half. Petaluma will go back on the offensive attack when we come back from this timeout.
Rates aren't going to be this low forever. Hi, I'm Rob Penrose of Western Pacific Loans. In this economy, the securest investment you can make is real estate. If you're thinking of purchasing or refinancing, give me a call.
What was different working with Rob is that he was so straightforward and on top of things. He got us pre-approval for a loan and then set us up with a real estate agent. That way we knew exactly in what price range to look.
Rob got my refinance through on time to get the best deal possible.
Rob Penrose, Western Pacific Loan.
Tonight's game of the week is brought to you by Yardbirds Home Improvement Centers. Cresco Equipment Rentals, large or small, Cresco has it all. NorCal Sports Films. If you want to promote yourself to colleges or put together a highlight tape for memories of your high school career, call NorCal Sports Films, and by Rob Penrose of Western Pacific Loans.
Roll the replay. After the kick.
So Carrillo will kick it away now, and Petaluma could use some field position, Trent. 3:29 to go in a half. This is going to be a real key drive for them to have something, try to get something positive going into the locker room. Nice kick by Froman, and it sails right into the end zone for the touchback. So Petaluma will have to start at the 20, but let's go back to that touchdown pass. Froman to Larson, set up beautifully, and Froman threw it right where he had to.
You see Froman fake on the slant, sells the slant route, and Larson gets open over the top for a touchdown. Larson and Froman are best friends. They've been playing catch together for years. Every Sunday they go down and see Coach Theater in the East Bay, and Larson and Froman go and throw the football around with Coach Theater. They've been throwing the ball around for 5 or 6 years, and it shows on that play.
Coach Higgins found Adam Froman in PE class. He had never played football before, but he had saw him playing flag football and said, hey, why don't you come out for football? And a few weeks later, he had to make his first varsity start. He was a JV quarterback and got called up. Here's Bertolucci, and Bertolucci gets out to the 26-yard line. Larson making the tackle, but a nice run by Joey Bertolucci.
Yeah, Bertolucci has great quickness. He was a real tough runner. And going back to Froman, Froman was a great soccer player growing up in junior high and his freshman year in high school. And Coach Higgins found him as a junior or as a sophomore, and he's been on varsity ever since. What a great athlete, 6'5", 200 pounds, and he could be a college quarterback in the future.
Corner out to the near side on 2nd and 4. Petaluma has less than 3 minutes to try to get on the board. At this point, I'm sure they'd take even 3 from Sarah Peters. Horner, the intended receiver, dives back for the ball. May have gained a yard, but that's going to be it. Actually, they gave him a pretty good spot. He got a couple yards out of that. Matt McDonald's first completion of the night. Josh Horner takes that in.
Yeah, Horner's a big-time receiver. He averages 21 yards a catch. Look for Petaluma to try to get him and Perez involved in this passing game if they're going to make a comeback here.
See Horner, big time, 21.3, and he's a heck of a basketball player, one of the best in the entire Empire. I'm sure the basketball coach is looking forward to football season being over so he can get him back on the hardwood. Pitch it out to Ross. This was a big play earlier. Nice job by Hills to break it up, but Ross continues to get to the outside and has the first down. Nice run by Andrew Ross.
Petaluma going back to that toss play where they fake it to the fullback. They got that play from Georgia Southern, one of the top Division I AA programs in the nation, who runs the triple option better than anyone. And Coach Ellison, over the years, has taken some plays from them, and that's out of the Georgia Southern playbook. A great play, great toss play. Something new that Petaluma's ran this year.
There's Ross, 6'1", 200-pound senior here for the Trojans, as now it's Perez out to the near side. I'm sure they'd like to get the ball into James Perez's hands here at some point in time. Ross gets a couple.
Ross runs a double power, and Hinkle's there to make a play again. That's Hinkle's 7th or 8th tackle of the night. Hinkle, one of the top 2 or 3 linebackers in the whole area. Actually, he was voted the North Bay League Defensive Player of the Year. Actually, co-Defensive Player of the Year with Jeremy Avila from Montgomery High School. Kid has 145 tackles on the season, averages 14 tackles a game.
2nd and 7, clock working against the Trojans right now as we go down under 1 minute to play. They do have 2 timeouts remaining. They're reluctant to use them right now. McDonald going to the air. He's in trouble, and he is sacked. Nice play. Gib Oliveras up from the JV squad. Came up actually a couple of games ago. A lot of guys came up after the season was over, but Gib came up a couple of weeks ago, and he makes a big-time play right here.
Yeah, he just never gives up on the play. Shows tremendous effort. And what an exciting play to make for a JV player coming up and helping his team in the playoffs.
2nd sack of the night, and Steve Ellison will just let the clock roll right here. Not a good first half for Petaluma. They could not buy a break.
Coach Ellison's got to go in at halftime and make some huge adjustments to come out in the second half and get the Trojans back in this ball game.
Don't forget to stay with us here at the half. We'll have highlights of the Rancho Newman game as Ziegenhagen carries a penalty marker down. The half cannot end on a defensive penalty, so with the clock reading 0, Petaluma will get another shot.
Yeah, it's going to be 15 yards there. Froman comes up to make the tackle on Ziegenhagen and grabs him by the face mask. It's going to be a 15-yard penalty, and Petaluma's going to have one more play to try to make something happen before the half.
Personal foul, face mask. The 15-yard penalty.
Dave, look for Petaluma here to max protect and take a shot downfield with either Horner or Perez. Try to get 1 or 2 guys into the route, throw the ball 50, 55 yards in the air, and hopefully something happens for them. Maybe a pass interference penalty, or maybe one of their great athletes makes a play. That's what Coach Ellison's hoping for right here. Coach Higgins is going to go to a prevent defense and put 4 guys deep. He's got 4 pretty good athletes back there covering deep. So look for Perez or Horner to get the ball thrown to him here. Alley-oop type of play.
So a freebie here for the Trojans from the 46-yard line. McDonald lofts it up deep. Perez trying to get there, but Froman bats it to the turf. And the first half comes to an end with Petaluma trailing by 2 touchdowns to Maria Carrillo. What a job by Maria Carrillo. First time ever this deep in the playoffs. And other than the muffed punt, which they bought a break on, you wouldn't know it. They played very steady, hung on to the football pretty well, ran their offense the way they like to, and made some big plays.
Maria Carrillo's a very good football team. They've gotten better each week this year. Coach Higgins has done a great job, and their offense is very, very difficult to stop. A lot of deception, a lot of misdirection, and they've had the field position. They've won the game in a field position battle this first half.
All right, well, heading into the locker room, Steve Ellison, let's check in with him down on the field with Pat.
Here on the field with Coach Ellison. Coach Ellison, things definitely are not bouncing you guys' way this first half.
No, it just we got off to, the turnover hurt us at the beginning of the game, and then we gave up that long pass. That hurt us. Hopefully we're going to settle down a little bit and find some things that are going to go for us. We're still very much in the game, and we got to just pick it up, start making some first downs and being a little sounder on defense, and hopefully it'll get better in the second half.
Okay, thanks a lot for stopping by. Good luck in the second half.
All right, thank you very much, Pat. There you see the score, 14-0 here at the half. Maria Carrillo with the lead. We'll have more from Dursfield and Petaluma when we come back. Steps up, dumps it off. Kendall, and he is popped. He has the first It's high school football on the Game of the Week, and it's only on Comcast.
High definition TV, amazing picture quality.
Things that are good.
High-speed internet, faster downloads.
Things that are great.
Ports, satellite dishes.
Things that should be removed.
Next. A free library of on-demand movies.
Things you'd give your right arm for?
Yes. HD TV, high-speed internet,
Things that are,
free on-demand movies.
Things that are Comcast.
Oh my God.
Make your home projects easier. Start at a Yardbirds Home Center. It's where we help you discover the newest solutions for all your home improvement needs. And it's easy to shop at Yardbirds. Top name brands are in stock and backed by Yardbirds' lowest price guarantee. It's decorative entry door systems by American Building Supply. Innovative products, high-quality decorative glass designs, and reliable customer service. Yardbirds, value for every project, every day.
It seems like just yesterday she fit on your lap. Then it was off to college. It appeared like she was just gone 10 minutes and, hello, here comes the bride in a big wedding production. Luckily, when we bought our dream home, we went to Rob Penrose at Western Pacific Loans. He found us the best possible mortgage rates and a loan that was personalized for our specific financial needs. With the flexibility of our loan, we were able to make this once in a lifetime a day to remember. That's Rob Penrose of Western Pacific Loans.
McGruff the crime dog here. We've all heard of identity theft. Now I'm going to show you how those thieves do it. Watch. He's secretly photographing her credit card with his cell phone. Now watch. They pretend they have a package to deliver, and while they're trying to fit it in the mailbox, they're taking her credit card payments and other paid bills. To learn how to protect yourself from identity theft, go to weprevent.org. Keep your identity to yourself and help take a bite out of crime.
Welcome back here at the Hat. You see they pulling out all the stops in Petaluma tonight for this North Coast Section 3A semifinal, bringing out the Trojan Horse here at Durst Field. Well, the winner of this will play the winner of the Rancho Cotati Cardinal Newman game. We have highlights of that terrific football game last night at Ernie Nevers Field. And here it is on our halftime highlights segment here tonight. Great football game. See, the Rancho Cotati cheerleaders were going crazy out there last night. Eric Magnuson having a big game for Rancho Cotati. He makes the field goal to give the Rancho Cotati the lead. Elio Toronto comes back and makes one for Newman, and that gives the future Newman Cardinals a reason to cheer. Here's Magnuson again with another field goal. It is now a 13-6 lead. Paul Cronin looking a little nervous. His team is 94 yards away from the end zone with just 2 minutes to go. This pass complete. A big first down. That was Durruti. Here is another pass over the middle. Crandall was hit hard, but he hangs on as Lingle tries to move the football down the field. Max Moran has it in the end zone with 30 seconds left to go, and that is a touchdown. Ed Conroy getting his team together for overtime. First time it's happened in a long time around here. Lingle in the first overtime runs it in from the 10. Each team gets it from the 10. Rancho Cotati comes back, and Callanan bursts into the end zone from short yards out. Magnuson makes a field goal on Rancho's second overtime try, so they lead by 3. Rancho with the lead. Newman gets their shot from the 10 now, and Lingle lobs it up, and Magnuson has it. Scott Magnuson for the touchdown and the win in double overtime. Cardinal Newman going to the championship for the first time since the mid-90s. You have to go back to Corey Willison as the quarterback since Newman has been to a championship game. And you can see they are very excited on that one.
Full page graphic, bring in the full page graphic.
So Cardinal Newman wins it. And there you see they are 9-3, and they are in the championship. They beat Ukiah. We had that game last week, and the will match up against them. So there you have it. Exciting highlights from Nevers Field in Santa Rosa last night. Who will play Cardinal Newman? Will it be Carrillo or will it be Petaluma? The second half, we'll find out. It's 14-0.
It's not just another game. It's your game. Don't miss the 15th season of Comcast Game of the Week. Watch the best in local sports coverage. Only on Comcast.
Hi, Mom and Dad. I just got back from the camping trip, and wow, it was so great. The weather was great, and we saw some deer, and I stuck a stick into a hornet's nest just to see if there was anything in there, and there was. But other than that, the trip was fantastic. Talk to you soon. Love you. Bye.
Video mail, free with Comcast high-speed internet. So fast you can do more online than ever. It's Comcastic.
It is 14-0 here at the half of the North Coast Section 3A Redwood Empire semifinals. Maria Carrillo over Petaluma. Trent, great first half for Maria Carrillo. They've got to be feeling very confident. But you know, Steve Ellison and his staff have been in this position many times before, and the Trojans will be ready to go in the second half.
Yeah, Maria Carrillo came out, scored 14 unanswered points, and Petaluma's in there making halftime adjustments right now. Carrillo's a half away from playing for their first North Coast Section championship ever. They're excited.
You can bet that. Let's take a look at the highlights of the first half of play. Here we go, starting in the first quarter.
Little buck sweep. Tyler Malone gets a nice 9-10-yard carry, a good second effort.
And then they give the ball to Robbie Bloyd, and Bloyd goes the distance for the touchdown.
Yeah, Bloyd, nice little 2-yard run on the fly sweep there. Great quickness, and shows why he's one of the top athletes around in the North Bay and the Sonoma County League.
And that was after the fumble. Here's a break for Maria Carrillo as Zach Nelson punts it through the hands of Bloyd. The ball squirts all the way into the end zone. That little kick right there got it into the end zone by Sheets. Petaluma thinks they have a touchdown. One of the referees says touchdown, but no. It's a muff and a touchback for Carrillo.
Yeah, when Xander Sheets kicks the ball into the end zone and Petaluma recovers, it's ruled a touchback. If Petaluma would have recovered and the ball was in the end zone, Petaluma would have had the ball, say, on the 1 or 2 yard line.
Andrew Ross getting the first down for Petaluma, but then they were held. Here's the big play of the first half, the long bomb.
The slant and go to Larson. Froman to Larson, 66-yard bomb, touchdown. Petaluma bid on the slant. Larson's wide open.
Huge play. Here are the stats from the first half. Carrillo with 5 first downs, only 36 yards rushing for Carrillo. Petaluma's done the job there, but 124 in the air. Each team with 1 turnover. Petaluma's going to have to get something going offensively, get some first downs, and remain more consistent.
Come out of it, Marty. Come out of it.
Teams getting ready to come back on the field. Maria Carrillo is out first. The Trojans will be following. It should be an exciting second half here in the North Coast Section 3A semifinals. We'll be back with the start of quarter number 3 here at Durst Field in just a moment.
Right now, let Yardbirds Home Centers help you change your outdoors into the great outdoors at the lowest prices guaranteed. And if you need advice, there's always a Yardbird expert ready to help. Want more from a home center? You can have it at Yardbirds. Your backyard barbecue deserves the best grill. Discover the Weber difference and enjoy old world pottery designs from the Pottery Merchant. Yardbirds, value for every project, every day.
It seems like just yesterday she fit on your lap. Then it was off to college. It appeared like she was just gone 10 minutes, and hello, here comes the bride in a big wedding production. Luckily, when we bought our dream home, we went to Rob Penrose at Western Pacific Loans. He found us the best possible mortgage rates and a loan that was personalized for our specific financial needs. With the flexibility of our loan, we were able to make this once in a lifetime a day to remember. That's Rob Penrose of Western Pacific Loans.
Nice crowd here tonight in Petaluma as we get ready to start the third quarter. Let's check in with Pat.
Down here on the sideline with Coach Jay Higgins of the Pumas. 0 lead. Coach, what are you going to do this second half to try to keep things going?
Well, what we want to do is try to eliminate the mistakes that we made in the first half. You know, we were fortunate enough to have some success, but we feel like we were misfiring a little bit. We felt like we made a couple mistakes on defense, and if we can clean those things up, we feel like we can do a pretty good job in the second half and just hope for the best.
How confident were the kids in there at halftime? What are they thinking right now?
Well, they're hungry. They want to play football, you know, and they want to keep playing. So, you know, if they want it bad enough, they'll get it done.
Okay, thanks a lot for stopping by. I know you got to get back over. That's it down here, guys. Set for a big second half here. Back up to you guys.
Thanks, Pat. Yeah, should be interesting. We'll take another break right here as the teams get ready to meet with the captains at midfield, and the second half will be underway when we come back from this timeout.
I used to smoke a pack a day, but I quit smoking with the American Lung Association's online Freedom from Smoking program, where I found the help and support I needed to quit in 7 weeks, and it was completely free. And now, I'm only out of breath when I want to be, and that feels good. Brought to you by the American Lung Association.
Tonight's game of the week is brought to you by Cresco Equipment Rentals. Large or small, Cresco has it all. Whether you're into ranching, home construction, or a big-time construction company and you need the lifts, the excavators, the water trucks, the generators, whatever it might be, Cresco is the place to call. You can see them helping us tonight with the beautiful scissors lifts here in Durstfield and Petaluma, giving us the shots we need to bring you the game of the week. So if you need a lift, call Cresco Equipment Rentals. Really appreciate Cresco helping us out everywhere we've been throughout the Empire this year. They brought us the lifts to bring you the sights that make it all happen. So this should be a great second half, Trent. Looking forward to it. Carrillo, a team that's definitely in uncharted territory right now, deepest they've ever been in the playoffs, and they lead 14-0 here at the half. The Petaluma Trojans, the veteran team that's been in the playoffs more times than I can count on my hands and toes. They had one stretch of 7 championships in the 90s in the SCL. So this is a team that has been in the playoffs so many times. You know, their staff got everybody settled down and got them ready to play a solid second half and try to come back.
I look for Petaluma to come out in the second half and try to establish your run game. Get back to giving the fullback the ball and trying to get the ball outside. Should be a great second half.
Ziegenhagen will try to get past Froman. Almost does, but Froman takes him down near midfield. But very nice field position to start the second half.
Yeah, Charlie Ziegenhagen has great quickness and great speed. One of the fastest guys on the Petaluma Trojans, and he's had over 300 yards in returns this year, kickoffs and punts.
Ziegenhagen, a very tough guy for his size and extremely quick. And, you know, Petaluma needed something positive to happen and needed a big play, and they get it on the kick return by Charlie Ziegenhagen.
It's the first time that Petaluma's had good field position all night. Let's see if they can make anything happen. They're in a double tight end set. Outside veer.
Gaidano to the 45. Larson stops him there. Hinkle helping out. Gain of 2.
Carrillo's doing a great job with the responsibilities against the veer offense. Each person's got a responsibility, and it looks like they're playing it pretty well. Great play by Christian Nelson, senior
Nelson.
defensive end, 30 tackles and 1 sack on the season.
Nelson at 6'2", 185, also in on that guy that goes both ways for this Carrillo team.
Petaluma in a double tight formation again.
Ziegenhagen in motion. Gaidano. And Gaidano gets a nice second effort to pick up 5 yards.
Outside veer, same play they ran a play before. Look for McDonald maybe to keep it. One of these plays coming up. The keep might be there.
Gaidano now with 36 yards, the leading rusher for Petaluma. 3rd and a couple. They started off the football game just going to that dive several times in a row, and they were getting 3 or 4 yards, but they weren't picking up any first downs.
Petaluma now in a wishbone double tight formation. 2 tight ends. Little scissors play to Ross.
Read beautifully. Hinkle is there, and also Eric Gray.
Hinkle with his 8th tackle of the game. His 3rd for a loss. Great linebacker. Has over 145 tackles on the season. North Bay League Defensive Player of the Year, co-Defensive Player of the Year, along with Jeremy Avila from Montgomery High School.
Wow, what a play.
Robbie Bloyd back to return punt.
Kick headed for Bloyd, and he's going to let it roll. Will it get to the end zone? No, it will not. Petaluma finally getting some breaks. This one rolls down inside the 5, and that's where Carrillo will start offensively with their first drive of the second half, leading 14-0, but with their backs to their own end zone.
Dane Greco down there again to drop the ball on the 4-yard line. Petaluma's got to make a stand here, Dave.
Froman with a nice first half, throwing the football 124 yards and the big touchdown, the long one to Larson.
They're in a shotgun formation. Look for them to get the ball to Bloyd here on a little shallow cross route.
Fires it, incomplete.
He was looking for Bloyd on the shallow cross. It wasn't open. Petaluma did a great job in coverage. A little Jerry Rice route by Robbie Bloyd.
Well, Bloyd ran the ball 4 times for 8 yards, caught 2 passes for 56 yards. So Petaluma kept him fairly well in check in the first half. However, it was Matt Larson with that deep play that really burned the Petaluma defense.
Yeah, Bloyd came into the game averaging over 10 yards a carry, and tonight he's averaging 2 yards a carry. So Petaluma's done a great job against the run.
2nd and 10, it's the sweep. Bloyd, a penalty marker coming from the backfield and near the goal line. Will they call this a safety? It appears they will, but there is a marker down.
Andrew Ross again makes a great play from defensive middle linebacker position.
Bill Mathias getting ready. The signal.
Holder, call against for real, declined. Safety.
It is a safety. So Petaluma is on the board. How do you like that? A safety. They drop Bloyd in the end zone. And it's Petaluma's defense that puts the first points on the board for the Trojans tonight.
Petaluma's done a great job on defense all season long. It's been their strength of their team, and Andrew Ross leading the way. Makes a great play from his middle linebacker position, along with Grant Dalcini, an all-league Sonoma County defensive end, also in on the tackle.
Petaluma cheerleaders keeping it going. Petaluma with a 12-point deficit now.
Petaluma needs to make something happen on this next possession, Dave. They got to drive the ball, get some good field position.
Telesfori and Ziegenhagen back deep.
I'd be surprised if they kick it to Ziegenhagen again after their first return of over 50 yards.
No, they come right back to him. He takes it and slides out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. Actually spotted at the 36. So the Trojans, though back on offense, their defense having just put points on the board. We'll see if that's the spark the Petaluma offense needs to try to get things going.
Look for Coach Ellison to come out and establish that triple option again. They got to get the ball on the perimeter. They've been running it inside all night with the fullback. They got to get the ball out on the perimeter, either a speed option play or a toss play or even some play action passes.
And they have not been able to get the ball to James Perez yet in this football game.
Double tight formation, 2 tight ends, outside veer.
Straight ahead it goes to Gaidano, and he gets a couple more yards to the 37-yard line. Eric Gray coming up and making the hit along with Christian Nelson. Those guys have had great football game.
Yeah, Nelson's had a great game so far tonight, in on 4 or 5 tackles. He's playing real tough at that defensive end position.
Yeah, and Gray really known for his ability to make tackles. He has wrapped up very nicely tonight.
Carrillo's defensive line and middle linebackers are playing responsibility and assignment football tonight, doing a great job against this offense. Petaluma in a double tight end formation, wishbone.
2nd and 7, just shy of the 40-yard line. McDonald straight ahead again. It's Gaidano busting through the middle, and he gets out to midfield. Froman makes the tackle, but it's a big gain.
That's part of the triple option, the midline belly. Fake it, give it to the first back, fake it to the second back. Running it inside, the midline. Gaidano running tough. Gaidano's now coming out. Look for Ross to move to fullback now.
48 yards for Gaidano as he squirted through that pile. Good play fake carried out by McDonald that time.
Petaluma in a wishbone with Andrew Ross at fullback. Look for him to get the ball.
Trojans keeping things simple on offense. McDonald to throw, wanted Ross, got Ross, and Ross gets down to the 44-yard line.
Ross picks up 6-7 yards on the play. Andrew Ross on the counter pass. He has over 200 yards receiving on the season. Their 3rd leading receiver after Perez and Horner. Nice catch.
So Ross makes the catch. See a nice throw there. Nice patience by McDonald to find Ross. He's had a good season receiving as well as running the football. Single back. Pitch it to Bertolucci. Read nicely by Froman. What a play. Adam Froman, the quarterback, comes up, and boy, did he play that nicely.
Yeah, Adam Froman from his defensive back position makes a great read. His responsibility obviously is pitched this week against Petaluma, and he makes a great read, comes up and plays his responsibility well, and puts Petaluma back for a 4-yard loss. Now 3rd and 8.
Adam Froman, we've seen him do a great job at his quarterback spot, also can tackle a little bit. Boy, what a find by Jay Higgins in the PE class at Maria Carrillo.
Yeah, Froman's one of the only quarterbacks in the Redwood Empire to start on both sides of the ball, Dave. What a great athlete, what a tough kid. 6'5", 205 pounds. Great basketball player, great baseball player, 3-sport athlete at Maria Carrillo. Probably the best athlete in their senior class.
3rd and 8. Flags and whistles. Petaluma taking a little too much time that time. 3rd penalty of the night against the Trojans. So that makes it 3rd and 12 now for Petaluma. Trojans still looking for that one big offensive play to get the train rolling. And what a job by the Carrillo defense. They've really been prepared well for this Veer offense tonight. Not known for their defense this year, but the Pumas are doing the job so far tonight. Horner can't get it. Lofted just a bit over his head. And incomplete. Bloyd was covering him, but Horner definitely had a step.
Petaluma goes back to that counter pass. They get Horner on a flag route, a corner route, and he was open. McDonald just overthrew him a little bit. Look for Petaluma to come back to that next time they have the ball. It's been one of their plays that has worked for them tonight, the counter pass.
Kovac back deep to receive the punt now. Guy who Jay Higgins calls a playmaker for this squad, and we'll see if he can make a play right now. Carrillo could use a little breathing room.
Yeah, Kovac is one of the top sophomores in the Redwood Empire. He's going to have a great career at Maria Carrillo the next 2 years.
Muffs this one, but it goes right into the hands of Robbie Bloyd. What a break for Maria Carrillo. And they end up with the ball at the 23-yard line.
Nice tackle on a play from Blaine Thompson from Petaluma High School. Tackling Bloyd after Bloyd gets 2 or 3 yards.
Petaluma band in the house here tonight at Durst Field. There's Adam Froman.
Petaluma needs to make something happen on defense here, Dave.
Straight ahead to Mario Hills, and he is smothered. Hubble Richmond making the tackle along with Zach Nelson.
Play by Hubble Richmond. 2-year starter for Petaluma, one of their top players on the team, probably their best overall lineman on offense and defense together.
Second and 9. Inside handoff to Bloyd. He squirts past the first man, but the second man is there. Petaluma's defense trying to get the ball back. Blaine Thompson, guy who's very solid and consistent on the defensive side for Petaluma, making the hit right here.
Yeah, Thompson makes a great job, does a great job here. He stays home. They try to run the counter back. Marie Carrillo's offense, it's all about deception and misdirection, and there was a misdirection play, and Thompson made a great read, stayed home, and makes a great tackle to stop Bloyd for maybe a 2-yard gain. 3rd and 8. Carrillo in the shotgun. Look for him to look to Larson or Bloyd. Maybe Robbie Bloyd down here. He's down on the bottom. Look for him to run a little route underneath.
They run the screen the other way, and it's read beautifully. Hills takes the pass, but he's hit immediately by Donovan Dolcini, and it'll be 4th down, no gain.
Yeah, Carrillo tries a little screen pass to their fullback, and Dolcini makes a great play. Dolcini's had a good game tonight.
So Froman will have to punt it away. Petaluma's defense continuing to give its offense opportunities here in this North Coast Section 3A championship. The clock ticking down, under 5 minutes to go. Question is, can their offense find some success against the Carrillo defense that has really been successful here tonight?
Petaluma's going to need a big play from Andrew Ross or Josh Horner.
Ball start.
Fourth and 14, Carrillo's going to punt. Tellis Ford back to return it. Froman to kick.
Froman kicking it away. Tellis Ford back to receive. We'll let it roll. And it rolls down inside the 42-yard line. So again, decent field position for the Trojans offense. It's been Gaidano leading the way, 13 carries, 48 yards. Ross has 5 carries and 27 yards. I believe they've got to try to get the ball to Perez at some point in time. And again, use that little toss to Ross also.
They got to get the ball to Perez and Horner outside at receiver. They've been pounding the ball up the middle. Carrillo's done a good job stopping it. Look for Coach Ellison to try to do something different here. Maybe go back to that toss or throw the ball a little bit more. Double tight, 2 tight end formation.
So here we go, 1st and 10, Petaluma. Gaidano for 1. Another nice defensive play. Carrillo continuing to play tough defense. This time it's Christian Nelson, who's had a terrific game. Really known more for what he does on the offensive side of the football as a blocker, but he's played so well defensively here tonight.
Yeah, he's really done a great job. Nelson, number 57 at defensive end. He's doing his responsibilities. He's really playing that outside veer really well. He's tackling the dive. I think Petaluma might be able to make a play with their quarterback, keeping the ball. If the defensive end's tackling the fullback, that means there's no one on the quarterback.
Straight ahead it goes. Gaidano gets about 4 more yards. So Gaidano continuing to plow ahead, trying to make something happen for Petaluma. It's been a fairly conservative game plan for the Trojans. But remember what they did in the 4th quarter against Montgomery last week. They turned a close game into a blowout. So they're able to explode as they continue to pound away. Very chilly night here in Petaluma. And Gaidano getting to the 49-yard line, and it's going to be just a little bit short of the 1st down.
4th and 1. Petaluma looks like they're going to punt.
They will. They're going to try to pin Carrillo deep again. Robbie Bloyd out to receive this punt. And Nelson tries to pin Carrillo keep this field position going. Might worry about a fake at this point in time and this field position. Nelson will not. End over end kick. Bloyd lets it roll, and it gets into the end zone. Good decision by Robbie Bloyd. I imagine it was fairly tempting to take that on a couple of hops and try to make something happen, but he let it go right over his head, and it's into the end zone.
Yeah, Bloyd makes a smart decision there by letting the ball go, and they're going to get the ball on the 20-yard line. Carrillo's got the lead. No need to make a play right now by Robbie Bloyd. Smart decision.
So Maria Carrillo going back on the attack now from their own 20-yard line. Adam Froman.
Petluma's really done a great job against Carrillo's running attack, so here comes Maria Carrillo out in the shotgun formation. Look for them to throw the ball to Larson or Bloyd.
Froman steps up and keeps it. Gets a block from Larson, and he has a first down out at the 36-yard line, a 15-yard run.
Nice block by Matt Larson, wide receiver, and Will Hinkle downfield at right guard. Froman, a top athlete. He has 4.7 speed in the 40-yard dash. He can run the ball. He's a good athlete. You got to contain him.
Look at that block from Larson downfield. Nice decision here by Froman to tuck and go. Haven't seen him do that yet tonight.
James Perez up, makes a nice solid tackle, wraps Froman up. Carrillo in the shotgun again.
First down of the second half for the Pumas. 2 minutes to go. In the half, Sheets can't hang on. It's incomplete.
Froman tries to throw the backside post to Xander Sheets. And Josh Peterson and Charlie Ziegenhagen in there on the coverage. Great coverage by Josh Peterson. I'm surprised here that Maria Carrillo's throwing the ball. I know Petaluma stopped their running game, but when they throw it for incompletions, all it does is stop the clock. Carrillo needs to line up in their wing T and pound the ball. Keep the clock moving.
Matt Larson bringing the play in here with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. The only scoring in the second half, a safety for Petaluma. It's 14-2. The blitz is on. Froman stepping up, looking for Larson. And it's knocked away by James Perez. James Perez on defense, coming from behind and making the play. Nice job by Perez.
Yeah, Perez has 4 interceptions on the season, Dave. He's an all-league Sonoma County League first team defensive back. Great play. Great play by Perez. Might have had a little bit of Larson's jersey on the play, but a great play by Perez.
So 3rd and 10.
Perez is coming back from an injured shoulder. He missed 2 or 3 weeks. He's a tough kid. He's came back the last 2 weeks and played. He got hurt against Hillsburg.
Ross showing blitz, but he goes across the line. It's exactly what he did against Annalee a few weeks ago on Game of the Week. And he timed it perfectly and stole the ball from the quarterback.
Yeah, Ross has 5 sacks on the season. Most of those sacks have came from timing blitzes. He's probably the best linebacker in the area at timing out his blitzes. And right there, he made a mistake. Didn't guess the right time. They get him offsides. 3rd and 6. Look for Carrillo to get Bloyd or Larson the ball here, or even maybe a screen past the Hills.
Larson and Bloyd out to the near side. 3rd and 5 from the 41-yard line. Froman with play action. Steps up, hit as he throws. Incomplete. Ross got him from behind. Andrew Ross. Or no, it was Horner, excuse me. Josh Horner makes the hit from behind.
Josh Horner's in the game to rush the passer. Great 3rd down pass rusher. Probably Petaluma's best pass rusher on their team. A great athlete, makes a great play against Froman. Wrapping him up.
So Josh Horner makes the play.
2 pretty good athletes right there getting after it. 2 big.
Froman gets it off. Telesfori back to receive it. He lets it roll. Now picks it up at the 20. Trying to get to the outside. Being chased by David Livingston. And Livingston takes him down at the 27-yard line.
Livingston makes a great open field tackle there. and tackles tell us for in the open field.
Well, the guy I think Petaluma really needs to get involved is James Perez. Here he is against Annalee, making a great catch on 4th down for the touchdown. We've seen his defense tonight. This is what he did against Brandon Lee, tapping it away, very similar to what he just did moments ago. So James Perez is a guy that is important on both sides of the ball for Petaluma.
Petaluma has 2 wide receivers. Dive play to Guardano.
And Gaidano thrown backwards by Hinkle at the 31-yard line. It's a gain of 3 yards. See Jay Higgins talking to his defense. They have played a fantastic football game against Petaluma tonight. They've given up some yardage to Gaidano. He has 59 yards, but it's all been short bursts here and there, 3, 4, 5 yards. Nothing big for Petaluma so far tonight.
Carrillo's done a great job with the responsibilities against this triple option offense. They probably got 5 or 6 guys just playing the dive alone.
2nd and 6 from the 31-yard line. 50 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Carrillo looking to get into the championship for the first time ever. Gaidano stood up and dropped at the 33-yard line. Actually, they spotted all the way out to the 34.
Nice tackle by Tyler Malone, outside linebacker on the play.
Three more yards for Gaidano as the quarter ticks away.
This will be the last play of the 3rd quarter. Petaluma in a wishbone formation. Corner out wide.
3rd down. They need a 1st down desperately.
Going to Horner
deep for Horner. Horner's out there, but stride for stride with Larson, a marker down.
That's going to be pass interference on Matt Larson. A little bit too physical. He bumped Horner when the ball was in the air. It was a nice ball by McDonald. Carrillo coaches Jay Higgins is not real happy right now. Here's a replay. McDonald letting it air out down the sideline. Throws the ball up to his big 6'3" receiver. And Larson was a little bit physical with his right arm. It's close call. Here you see it better. That's close.
They were mixing it up a little bit. 15-yard penalty. And that will be the end of the 3rd quarter. Actually, no, they're going to get one more play. The quarter cannot end on a defensive penalty. So Petaluma is going to get one more play. Another freebie. They've had 2 of these tonight. Didn't make anything out of the first one. We'll see what they do with this one. 0's on the clock. The Petaluma crowd standing and cheering, trying to motivate their offense to come up with one big play to get back in this football game. Now the Carrillo crowd is standing and cheering.
Both crowds are on their feet, Dave. Everyone's excited. Petaluma needs to make something happen right here. Here's their chance. Get the momentum back on their side. It's probably the best field position Petaluma's had on the whole night.
From the 48-yard line, McDonald runs the option and gets down to the 44 of Maria Carrillo. That will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Maria Carrillo doesn't score. They give up a safety, but they still lead by 12. Officials are going to measure this.
A nice 9-yard run by Matt McDonald. They run the speed option play. They've been running the fullback all night long. Now they come back to the quarterback on the speed option, and a great play by Matt McDonald. Good read, good cutback.
He's very close to the 1st down. We'll see, they're going to measure this, and then they will spot it going the other way.
Matt McDonald talking to offense coordinator Ricky Chris, trying to decide what they're going to do.
Looks like they're about an inch short. So that's the way the 3rd quarter comes to an end. 3 quarters of play in the books here at Durst Field in the North Coast Section 3A semifinals. We'll turn the page and be back with the final chapter of this one in just a moment.
Growing up, my family was just not there for me. I was 10 when I was removed from my home. Workers at Star Commonwealth convinced me I could outrun my past. See, I could always run fast. Today, I have a full athletic scholarship to a good college. I'm a star success story. Lots more could be written, but not without your help. Visit star.org to find out how.
Good evening. At 9:17 this morning, the future arrived years earlier than predicted. The future. What is it?
High-speed internet. Faster downloads.
It's a video mail.
Digo, gracias, futuro puedo detener la televisión vivo y
I mean, until the aliens get here, I'm happy with the, with the high def and the movies on demand.
There's the future, and then there's the future.
Well, which one are we?
This is the future.
The future of television and internet is here. It's Comcast.
Fourth quarter ready to go here at Petaluma. Maria Carrillo leading it 14-2. Second and inches for Petaluma. What a defensive battle, really. Just the one big play offensively to Larson. The teams are even with just 6 first downs each. Gaidano has the first down, and he gets plenty more as he gets all the way down to the 35. Petaluma's offense starting to flex its muscles, perhaps wearing down the defensive line just a little bit. They have been diving into that line all night long.
Petaluma's offensive line does a great job getting off the ball there, led by Blaine Thompson. Gaidano just running hard on the wedge play. Great job, great initial surge by the offensive line at Petaluma. Coach Ellison does a great job teaching these guys to get off the ball.
7th first down of the night for the Petaluma Trojans. McDonald has Perez out to the near side. They have yet to get the ball to him. The pitch to Ziegenhagen. He takes it. Hinkle runs him down at the 33-yard line. It's a gain of 3. Looks like it might be more, but Hinkle's tough to get by.
Petaluma tries the speed option out here to Ziegenhagen, and Will Hinkle just makes a great read, runs downhill. He's unblocked, and he makes a great play in open space, showing why he's the top linebacker in the North Bay League, the top defensive player in the North Bay League. Will Hinkle, man, he's a stud.
No question about that. Leader of the defense. Can Carrillo hang on for 11 more minutes? That's the question.
Petaluma's in the wishbone, 2 tight end set.
Ross goes in motion. McDonald to the air, behind Horner, and it's intercepted. Larson has it. And Larson gets it out to the 27-yard line.
Matt Larson, what a great play. He's made some huge plays tonight at defensive back and at wide receiver. What a great athlete Matt Larson is. Makes a huge play for his team when Petaluma is driving the ball. Momentum buster right there.
McDonald's pass was just a little bit too far out in front of Horner, and Larson was in perfect position to haul that in for the INT. Larson had the big touchdown catch of 66 yards earlier tonight.
Maria Carrillo needs to run the ball here. Last time they had the ball, they only had the ball for 48 seconds. They need to run the ball.
Second turnover of the night. Looking deep for Malone. He's open deep, and he can't hang on. Oh, my goodness. That might have been the nail in the coffin right there, and Tyler Malone could not hang on to it.
That would have been a 72-yard touchdown by Tyler Malone. He wide open. Froman makes the right read, and Malone just can't hold on to the ball. Wow. The little counter pass, they fake the buck sweep, they boot Froman out. He throws the backside post.
Yeah, 5 yards.
Maria Carrillo's throwing the ball for 124 yards tonight. Petaluma's throwing the ball for 8 yards. It's a difference in this game.
Boy, the Petaluma secondary has had some trouble. The blitz is on. Ross coming, but Froman reads it and gets rid of the football. Didn't complete the pass, but he didn't take the big loss.
Yeah, Andrew Ross on one of those delayed blitzes. Great job getting in Froman's face, and Maria Carrillo tries to throw that jailbreak screen again, and it hasn't worked tonight. Petaluma's done a great job against it. Froman's got a great arm, Dave.
And here's the stat you were talking about, Trent. It really is the difference in this football game right now. Carrillo leading it 14-2.
Third down and 10. You got Larson one-on-one with Perez up top.
Froman rolling out of trouble. Ross comes up, slows him up, and then he's hit hard and dropped by Grant Dolcini. Dolcini, a guy who hustles and plays hard week in and week out, and he stays with the play right there and drops Froman for a loss of 4.
Yeah, Dolcini's one of the top defensive ends around. Coach Ellison just loves his motor, says that he practices as hard as anyone on the team. He shows up to every practice with his lunchbox, and he's ready to work. He's just a great, great player. Petaluma's got to go for a block here or something. They got to get a return or a block punt. They got to make something happen. Their defense done a decent job against the wing T tonight.
Grant Dolcini, a big part of the defense for Petaluma. What a year they've had defensively. Telesfori takes it at his own 40, looking for a block. Gets by Livingston. Livingston stays with the play and drops him at the 46-yard line. David Livingston, this guy, I tell you what, he is in shape. Just 5'7", 165. And he is what you call chiseled, that young man. I tell you what, he has worked out very hard and makes a big difference on the special teams right here for Maria Carrillo.
Yeah, Livingston's one of their pound-for-pound strongest players on Maria Carrillo. He's a real strong kid, and he makes a great job in open field, breaking down and making the tackle.
So here comes the Petaluma offense now, trying to make something happen. McDonald to the air. He's sacked. Getting to him was Rich Thompson.
Back by Richard Thompson.
No more for what he does on the offensive line. He's the center for this team, but they need some guys to keep fresh in there on the offensive line, so they're getting some offensive linemen in the defensive line right now, and Thompson makes a big play.
Yeah, Thompson's known more for his offensive ability at the center position. He's a second-team all North Bay League offensive player, and Coach Higgins told me that he's the second best overall lineman on the team after Hinkle. Here comes Petaluma in a slot formation, 2 wide receivers, 2 slot backs, and a fullback. Look for them to throw the ball here to either Horner or Perez. Inside counter to Ziegenhagen.
Ziegenhagen has some yardage. Close to a first down. He's got it. Across midfield down to the 41-yard line. That is a 16-yard gain for Ziegenhagen. And the 8th first down for Petaluma.
Just an inside counter play from Petaluma. Coach Ellison's been running this play for years. Sets it up with the veer play. Comes back with the inside counter, and James Perez and Bannister make great blocks out there for Ziegenhagen.
Oh, the Petaluma rushing attack starting to get it going, but they have not been anywhere near the end zone tonight offensively. Gaidano straight ahead, and Gaidano gets to the 38-yard line.
The 39-yard line, gain of 2, second down and 3.
Just a regular inside veer play there for Gaidano. Gaidano has 73 yards rushing.
He's been the workhorse tonight. They've given him the ball 20 times tonight. Early in the season, he was rarely carrying the football.
I think Coach Ellison's found himself a pretty good fullback. Petaluma in a wishbone formation. Larson versus Perez up top. Double power to Ross.
Nice blocking, and Ross close to another first down at the 31-yard line. 9 yards for Ross.
It's a great block by Gaidano, leading the way on the double power.
36, Bruce. Number 44, 6 carries, 36 yards, Bruce. 6 for 36, Bruce. 44.
And the officials are going to take time out to measure this one. Just shy of the 30. 7:07 to go. Petaluma still with time. They've got to get some points right here, I think, out of this drive.
Yeah, it's a huge drive for them. They must score. They've been to the end zone all night long.
And they're just shy.
An inch short.
And really a field goal won't do them a whole lot of good at this point in time. It puts them down by 9, so they really need a touchdown.
Look for him to go to Gaidano here on a little wedge play to the fullback. Coach Ricky Chris giving Matt McDonald the play.
There's Andrew Ross. He's had a nice night running the football. He's played great defensively. Very loud, very active crowd here tonight.
Gaidano.
Straight ahead, Gaidano trying to get to the end zone. Larson brings him down just short of the goal line.
On the 1 inch line, Dave. What a nice run by Gaidano. What a great read by quarterback Matt McDonald. They run the veer play. Gaidano goes over 100 yards on the night, 21 carries, 103 yards. What a tough run by a tough fullback. Great read by Matt McDonald. Gaidano busts through the line, and Matt Larson from Maria Carrillo chases him down.
Larson saving the touchdown at the 1. Gaidano over 100 yards. See if the Trojans can punch it in. Gaidano close. No indication yet. Ross says it's a touchdown.
I think he's going to be short, Dave.
The officials say, no, you got to try again, Trojans.
They try to run the ball behind second-team All-League player Blaine Thompson at right guard. They're on the 1 inch line, Dave. It's close. They got to score here. Force Carrillo to go 3 and out and get the ball back if they're going to have a chance to win this game. Look for Gaidano to get the ball on a wedge play or even a quarterback sneak by McDonald.
Under 6 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter. Gaidano's in. Touchdown, Petaluma. The Trojans finally get on the board with their offense. Gaidano punches it in.
Gaidano and Hinkle have been battling it out all night. Great fullback versus a great linebacker. Some great collisions. And Gaidano just shows his toughness on that play and gets the ball in. 200-pound fullback. Coach Ellison's, this offense he's been running has always had great fullbacks at this school. And Gaidano's just another one of them.
Chad Deering is the holder. Sarah Peters is the kicker.
Sarah Peters is one of the top kickers around.
And she got it. Sarah Peters with her first point of the night. But it's Gaidano with some big plays, and the Trojans are alive and well here in the North Coast section. 3A semifinals, 5:50 to go in this football game, and it's 14-9. Carrillo now up by 5.
Good evening. At 9:17 this morning, the future arrived years earlier than predicted. The future. What is it?
High-speed internet. Faster downloads.
It's a video mail.
Digo, gracias, futuro. Puedo detener la televisión vivo y saber.
Until the aliens get here, I'm happy with the, with the high def and the movies on demand.
There's the future, and then there's the future.
Well, which
and
one
this,
are we?
this is the future.
The future of television and internet is here. It's Comcastic.
14-9. We've got ourselves a good one here with 5:50 to go in the 4th quarter. Petaluma finally getting an offensive touchdown here tonight. Boy, and you go back to that muffed punt that they didn't get the football in the end zone thanks to Xander Sheets kicking the ball into the end zone. He didn't mean to do it, but he did it, and it saved Carrillo a touchdown, or this might be a whole different situation. Again, up in the JVs, Brent Paulin does the kicking, kicks it out deep. Here comes Ty, great kick returner. and he gets out to the 38-yard line. Well, we saw Adam Froman earlier in the year, and he's the guy that's got to lead this team. Here he is against Rancho Cotati. They were trailing at this time, but he came back and made some big throws. Here he is hitting Matt Larson, his favorite target, showing his mobility now. Well, he's done that tonight as well, throwing it low and on target to Larson. But here he is with a perfect touch pass into the end zone to Larson. So you got to wonder, will they go back to the air and try to keep the chains going? Or will they run the football and try to work on the clock? Their running game has been stifled tonight. And here it's a decent gain as they get out to the 44-yard line.
Tyler Malone for 6 yards, following Will Hinkle from his right guard position on the buck sweep. Nice little run. Carrillo's got to keep pounding the ball.
Fourth carry of the night, 27 yards for Malone. Only 6 first downs for Carrillo. If they can get 2 or 3 first downs right here, they might be heading to the North Coast Section Championship to take on Cardinal Newman.
They need to keep pounding the ball. 5 minutes left in the game.
Demario Hills not going to get there. He gets to the 47-yard line. Petaluma defense stiffening. Blaine Thompson right there.
And Andrew Ross again. Carrillo tries a little trap play with Hills. Ross and Thompson from their middle linebacker positions make great reads and get off their blocks and make the tackle. 3rd and 2.
Petaluma has all of its timeouts remaining. 3rd down and 2. Big play right here. Malone in motion. They give it to him on the sweep. Stumbles and will not get the first down. Petaluma's defense comes up big.
Andrew Ross again. Andrew Ross, what a stud.
No gain for Malone. Ross, that is why he is the Defensive Player of the Year in the SCL this year. He is all over the field.
They try to buck sweep, and Malone trips up, stumbles a little bit, and Ross just makes a great play running downhill. Gets off his block, makes the tackle, showing why he's one of the top linebackers this school has ever had.
Ryan Telesfori back deep. Froman needs to get off a big one. Good snap. Petaluma setting up a return, and Froman blasts it. Telesfori driven back inside the 10, slips, remains up, and now he's dropped at the 17. Another big kick. A 46-yard punt for Froman. He has gotten off some big ones tonight, a 54-yarder earlier. Perfect timing for the big one right there.
Yeah, Froman has a great leg. He's kicked a couple long ones tonight and just shows what a great athlete he is. A starting quarterback, starting defensive back, starting punter, and starting kicker. What a great player. Petaluma's got 3:20 left. They're going to have to drive the field.
Well, Cardinal Newman needed to go 94 yards in 2.5 minutes to get to the championship. Petaluma has 83 yards to go. 3:21 left in the football game. They have all their timeouts. Straight ahead it goes. Gaidano gets to the 18-yard line, and that is it. Next week, we'll have the championship game for you. The winner of this one takes on Cardinal Newman. Ryan Lingle, the quarterback for Cardinal Newman, will lead the Cardinals into the championship game. They were in the 2A championship a couple years in a row back in the mid-90s with Corey Willison, 95 and 96. And now they go to the 3A championship.
Lingle's had a great year this season for the Cardinal Newman. There's the toss play to Ross.
Ross has made this work well tonight, but there's the Carrillo defense. Kovac
fumbled the ball.
Slowed him up. The ball came loose, but Ross has it. Demario Hills ends up with the football, but it's a loss of a couple.
Keaton Kovac was the first guy there from Maria Carrillo to make the play on Ross on the toss play.
Boy, that had to make the Petaluma coach's heart skip a beat right there as that ball rolled away. Keaton Kovac, boy, is this guy going to be a player the next couple of years or what?
Yeah, he's only a sophomore. He's probably the best sophomore in the Redwood Empire. The kid from Cardinal Newman Max Pond, two of the greatest sophomores in the area.
2 minutes to go. To the air. Perez hasn't caught a pass all night. Larson with the interception. Carrillo has it. 1 minute and 52 to go.
Adam Froman. Adam Froman showing what a great athlete he is from the defensive back position. Him and Larson tonight have made some huge plays on offense and defense.
Froman with the interception.
3 turnovers to 1 on the night. Carrillo has forced 3 turnovers. Petaluma's forced 1.
So Adam Froman has done it offensively and defensively all night tonight for Maria Carrillo. What a game for the senior, 6'5", 205. Carrillo will try and run out 1 minute and 52 here in Petaluma. Don't turn the ball over. That's what Jay Higgins is thinking right now, but Petaluma has some guys that can take it away. Here's DeMario Hills, straight ahead, and he gets to the 40-yard line.
Trap play to Hills with Hinkle leading the way, tackled by Dulcini.
And Petaluma takes their first timeout of the second half.
We're also proud to be the new title sponsor of the North Coast Central Championship.
Well, next week we'll have more high school football for you as we will be at Nevers Field in Santa Rosa on Friday night. Hope to see you out there. We'll have it for you at 11 p.m. and then Saturday morning, Saturday night, Sunday night. Of course, the tape makes its way down to Petaluma Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. Channel 26, also in the Rohnert Park, Sebastopol, Sonoma areas. Minute and 47 to go. Maria Carrillo with a 2nd and 5. There's Steve Ellison looking a little bit disappointed. What a tremendous coach. And, you know, everybody in this Petaluma area speaks so highly of him and what he's done. It's going to be a shame someday, maybe in the next couple of years, he may hang him up, may retire as the head coach here in Petaluma. DeMario Hills again. Hills has a first down at the 33-yard line. Big run for Hills.
First down, Maria Carrillo.
9 carries.
Carrillo just runs a little power play. DeMario Hills, really tough runners, ran for 800 yards on the season.
DeMario Hills, a great athlete. 5'10", 195. You think of some of the great fullbacks they've had here. They've had some good ones running the football.
Jamison Bonner comes to mind. They've had some great running backs. And this kid's right up there with Bonner.
Yeah, they haven't used.
And they fumble the ball. Petaluma has the ball.
The ball is loose. Petaluma
Andrew
has
Ross.
It's Ross with 1 minute and 16 to go. Unbelievable.
They try to dive play with Hills. He doesn't get the ball from Froman. He fumbles the ball, and guess who's there? Andrew Ross, Sonoma County League Defensive Player of the Year. Makes a great play.
Wow. Hills never got it. Second time tonight that's happened. And look at Ross, quick to the ball. He is quite a player, 6'1", 200 pounds. Petaluma has the football back with 1 minute and 16 to go.
They need to go 64 yards here, Dave.
McDonald to the air, over the middle. Horner can't get it. It's batted away by Malone.
Nice defensive play by Tyler Malone from his outside linebacker position. They try to slant to Horner.
Timeouts are 3-2.
I don't know, if I'm Jay Higgins, I might call a timeout right here just to talk to my defense, settle them down, give them a little rest. Nice play by Malone.
It wouldn't be a bad idea, Dave, to call a timeout here since you have 3 left. Settle your team down, make sure they've got the responsibilities and assignments.
Especially right now with the clock stopped, it might be a good time for him just to talk things over with his team and keep everybody mental. They've had quite a night defensively. Petaluma needs one big play. They set up a screen to Ross. Ross with blocking down the left side. Gets out of bounds to stop the clock at the 49-yard line. A 12-yard pickup and a Petaluma first down.
What a great play call by Coach Ellison and Coach Chris. Green, Marie Carrillo blitzes. Will Hinkle on the blitz. Matt McDonald waits just long enough for Andrew Ross to turn around, dumps him off the screen, and Ross picks up the first down.
1:05 remaining. 10 first downs now for Petaluma.
Petaluma needs Ross, one of their big-time players, to step up right here. Ross, Horner, or Perez. Somebody's got to step up for them.
Very few people sitting right now in attendance at this one with 1:05 to play. McDonald looking deep, looking for Perez. He almost had it. Oh, my goodness, and he was behind Froman. Just that close.
Nice ball by McDonald on the slant and go, post corner type of route. McDonald 3 of 11 on the night for 20 yards. It's a nice ball by him. Perez almost comes up with a nice catch.
This was very close. Froman, that's the interception earlier that he had to take the ball away from Perez. This time Perez is guarded by Larson on the far side. Single coverage on the far side.
Here's a counter pass.
McDonald had to get rid of it quicker than he wanted because of the blitz by Tyler Malone.
Petaluma setting up the counter pass there, but Tyler Malone does a great job coming off the edge, getting in McDonald's face, and Petaluma couldn't do anything about it.
Matt McDonald has completed 3 of 12 on the night. He needs one big one.
He has an interception. Sorry.
56.7 to go. Petaluma just short of their own 49-yard line. Actually, just beyond the 49-yard line, just shy of the 50. Ross goes in motion. Inside it goes to Ziegenhagen. He's got a hole. Ziegenhagen down to the 39-yard line. That will be another Petaluma first down as he reels off 11 yards.
Nice call by Coach Ellison. Goes with the inside counter. Carrillo's expecting the pass. They go with Ziegenhagen on the counter, and Blaine Thompson downfield makes a great block. 50 seconds left. Ball on the 35.
50 seconds left.
Petaluma comes out in a 2 wide receiver set. Perez and Horner.
He's looking for Perez, but he's hit from behind and sacked.
Carrillo has the ball. Tyler Malone comes up with it.
Malone has it on the fumble. The big hit by Nelson, and Malone comes up with the ball.
Tyler Malone recovers the ball. What a great play by the Marie Carrillo outside linebacker.
Christian Nelson has had a tremendous game, and now Carrillo can finally start to celebrate a little bit. They just have to drop to a knee. McDonald is injured.
57.
Look at Nelson.
Christian Nelson on the sack. And Tyler Malone recovers it.
Yep.
Hopefully McDonald's okay.
His arm wasn't 37.
McDonald, a little slow to get up. Let's see it again. Here comes Nelson. Question is, was McDonald's arm going forward? Didn't look like it on that replay.
That's the Tom Brady rule right there, Dave. Against the Raiders a couple years ago in the playoffs, Tom Brady rule.
What a night for Christian Nelson on defense for Maria Carrillo. Now Adam Froman can just drop to a knee.
Hey, Dave, Carrillo is chanting, "We want Newman."
Froman to a knee. Petaluma has some timeouts. They take one right there.
What an exciting game, Dave.
Petaluma has one more timeout. They can stop it one more time. Jay Higgins walking out to the huddle. Boy, there's got to be some excited Pumas. Program that started in the late 90s. Remember, they had a shot to get to the playoffs, but Piner beat them in the last game of the regular season to keep them out of the playoffs. I believe that was 98 or 99.
Carrillo's been around for 9 years now, varsity football. This is the third time. They were there in '99, lost to Del Norte in the first round. They went again in 2003, played a great Eureka team in the first round and lost.
What a gallant effort by Petaluma to come back. Here they are getting in the end zone. The only time tonight, Gaidano. Their only offensive touchdown. They got the ball back not once but twice here late in the fourth quarter. Froman goes to a knee again. Petaluma quickly stops the clock again.
Petaluma's had their chances tonight. They've done a great job fighting, never giving up. But it looks like it's going to be Carrillo going to the championship for the first time in his school history to face Cardinal Newman next Friday night at Santa Rosa High School.
It's the last time that Petaluma can stop the clock. 3rd and 13.
Congratulations to both these teams on a great year. Coach Ellison's done a great job with Petaluma. No one, coming into the season, no one really expected much of them. And he's really done a great job with them. And Coach Higgins getting his team to the first North Coast Section Championship ever in school history. Carrillo's got to be, they got to be excited.
Now, by my math, if they drop to a knee again, they'll have to punt the football. Petaluma will get the football on a punt. So I imagine what Jay Higgins may be telling Froman to do is maybe drop back and try to kill a couple of seconds before he goes to a knee.
Yeah, he's going to have to kill 6 seconds.
Everybody for Petaluma up at the line. Here's a big long touchdown earlier tonight. Froman does drop back and go to a knee. That's pretty close. I don't know. They're going to have to punt it, I think. But they'll let it run all the way down. Perhaps take the penalty.
3 seconds.
Clock continuing to roll now under 15, 14-9 the score.
Carrillo's going to have to punt the ball here.
And they will.
It might be smart for them just to take a safety here, Dave, and, you know, give Petaluma 2 points and win the game 14-11.
That is an option. No, they're not going to stop the clock. The officials let it roll. Petaluma coaching staff coming out saying something to the officials. There was definitely more than 35 seconds left before the last snap, but it's over.
There was 41 seconds left before that last snap.
Wow. Well,
what an exciting game, Dave.
Carrillo has done it.
Congratulations to Jay Higgins and his staff.
You talk about the Carrillo offense and what a great job they did all year, scoring over 28 points a game. Tonight it was their defense that did the job, no question about it. They played great.
Yeah, Coach Menk had a great plan. You know, for the first time seeing this wishbone triple option, he did a great job defending it, and they had a great plan. And both defenses played well tonight. And it was just a great battle, great defensive battle. When coming in, we thought we were going to see a triple option versus the wing T in a high-scoring game, but we were wrong. We saw a great defensive game.
So Petaluma's defense kept them in it. They got the touchdown. They got the ball back, but they come up short. Maria Carrillo, for the first time in school history, is on its way to the North Coast Section 3A Championship. They will take on Cardinal Newman next week, and they are starting to celebrate at midfield. It's got to be quite a joy for these young men from Maria Carrillo High School. That will do it for the game action tonight, but we will be back with our play of the game and our player of the game interview coming up next.
Make your home projects easier. Start at a Yardbirds Home Center. It's where we help you discover the newest solutions for all your home improvement needs. And it's easy to shop at Yardbirds. Top name brands are in stock and backed by Yardbirds' lowest price guarantee. Stanley Hardware and Tools. Make something great with Stanley. And take the first step to a great finish with Stain Killer Primer Sealers by Zinsser. Yardbirds. Value for every project, every day.
Interest rates aren't going to be this low forever. Hi, I'm Rob Penrose of Western Pacific Loans. In this economy, the securest investment you can make is real estate. If you're thinking of purchasing or refinancing, give me a call.
What was different working with Rob is that he was so straightforward and on top of things. He got us pre-approval for a loan and then set us up with a real estate agent. That way we knew exactly in what price range to look.
Rob got my refinance through on time to get the best deal possible.
Rob Penrose, Western Pacific Loan.
Down 40 steps.
It's high school football on the Game of the Week, and it's only on Comcast.
Time now for the Cresco Equipment Rentals play of the game. And boy, this was a very unusual play. Zach Nelson, the punter, kicks it deep. Maria Carrillo has trouble with it. Xander Sheets actually kicks it into the end zone. It's recovered for an apparent touchdown by Billy Ryder, but no, it's called a muff punt and a touchback because the ball rolled into the end zone, and Petaluma does not get the points. A crazy, wild way to get our Cresco Equipment Rentals play of the game. There's the final score, 14-9. Maria Carrillo is going to the North Coast Section Championship game as they defeat Petaluma on the road. And we've got some very happy Pumas down on the field with Pat McDonald.
Down here on the field with two big players for Maria Carrillo in the big win, the semifinal match. Adam Froman, quarterback, and Will Hinkle, middle linebacker. Adam, what are you feeling right now? An unbelievable win for you guys today.
That's an unbelievable win. I mean, we went through ups and downs. I mean, the game's a roller coaster, and we rode the roller coaster and came out on top. We got lucky. We never gave up. So.
You guys did get lucky. A lot of the bounces went your way. I was over in the Petaluma sideline. I mean, everything was bouncing you guys' way. Were you guys just feeling like this is meant to be? It's meant to be your game?
Not necessarily it's meant to be our game, but we make it our game. I mean, we go out every day and we work harder than anybody else out there. And so when we get on this field, we know that, we deserve it. We work harder than anybody else.
You guys are up 14-0 at halftime. How are you guys feeling in the locker room, and what was the mood like in there?
We were happy. We were excited about the first half, but we knew that there was two halves of the football game, so we had to come out and play hard just like we did the first half.
You made a big interception there that should have sealed the game, and then you guys fumbled. Can you tell us what happened on that fumble play that almost gave Petaluma another chance to actually win the game?
Yeah, that was just that was a mistake between me and my fullback. I mean, our steps were a little bit off, and it was. We haven't really made those mistakes all year, and come down to this game and we made a mistake. So it was, it's something that we're gonna fix.
All right. Well, I got to ask you, what are you guys thinking about? You already thinking about next week? You guys just gonna celebrate tonight?
A little bit of both, I think. A little bit of both.
Okay, I want to get Will in here. He's another senior. Will, you've been on this team for a long time, and your first trip to the NCS finals. What are you feeling right now?
I'm excited. I've never felt anything like this. It's really like nothing else. Football's the greatest game in the world, and I'm just glad to be out here playing the game I love. You guys really stuffed their run for a lot of tonight. Can you tell me what do you guys attribute that to? Because you really didn't let them get loose for a while. They had a few big runs, but for the most part, you guys really contained them. And I know, again, I was on the Petaluma sideline. They were frustrated. In practice, a lot of keen on their fullback, number 33. He was a good runner. We knew he was a good runner. He could bust a lot of tackles, and we just keyed on him a lot in practice. All right. Anybody else you want to talk about? Anything else you want to say before going into next week's game? I just want to thank Higgins, all the coaches, and a lot of the alumni. The alumni coming out helping us out on the sidelines, giving us the cheers and all that. All right. Well, congratulations. You had two great games. Take off. Go and celebrate with your friends. Thank you. All right. All right, guys. Well, that's the story down here on the field. Maria Carrillo, an outstanding effort, held on for the victory after a great game. Got to give Petaluma a lot of credit. They battled back, but just unable to put it in the end zone at the end.
Yeah, real great matchup. Terrific defense. You see Carrillo scored all their points in the first half. Petaluma with the safety in the third, the touchdown in the fourth, and they were moving the football down the field, Trent, but it just wasn't meant to be tonight. The big interception by Adam Froman to turn back Petaluma, and the Carrillo defense comes up with it. Jay Higgins and staff for the first time in the NCS championship, and it's a big rematch. They knocked off Cardinal Newman early in the year, and you can bet that Cardinal Newman is looking forward to this rematch right here, and Maria Carrillo's got to be feeling a little confident. They did it once. They think they can do it again, I'm sure.
Yeah, about 7 weeks ago, Maria Carrillo upset Cardinal Newman 37-30. Robbie Bloyd returns a kickoff with 3 minutes left in the game to win the game, and Cardinal Newman, they're gonna want revenge. But Maria Carrillo, it's the first time they've ever been to a championship game, and they're gonna be ready. Congratulations to Coach Higgins on a great year, and also congratulations to Steve Ellison and his staff. Two great teams, two great programs, and one hell of a game tonight.
So that will do it for our coverage tonight. Hope you go Section 3A semifinals in the book, and it's Maria Carrillo moving on to the championship with a 14-9 victory.